for a brand new win streak. Tonight it's the Pacers and the Detroit Pistons on Fox Sports Indiana. And now deep in the shot clock, here is a three, and it's good by Paul George.
And a tough three, too, because his defender's right there, but at least gets the Pacers off the snide.
Jennings guards Paul George. Leaves it off for Hill. Inside, lays it in. Pacers have their first lead.
But Hill did the right thing. He came over and got the switch because you had Jennings on Paul George. So when you run that pick and roll, they switched it, and Hill rolls to the basket. And there's nothing Jennings can do to stop that.
Now Miles for three.
But Paul is playing the way he needs to play. He's making moves with the ball, but he's not trying to score for himself. He's trying to score for the Pacers, and it's a big difference in how everybody reacts to that.
Here's Paul George.
That's a foul. That's 3 shots.
And it's on Jennings.
Yeah. Just walking down into the post.
Morris comes to help. Here's Hill for three.
Well, that's why if you take your time, you force them to make a decision. They decided to come to help on on Paul George, and he threw it to George Hill to knock down the three.
Here's George to the
He
rim.
got fouled by Morris.
Brandon Jennings is in, knocks the ball away from Ellis. They were teammates in Milwaukee, and that's blocked by Drummond, but Paul George pounds it home.
That was a good job following that one up. Just being in the right place at the right time. The defense is what has to stay solid. 10-point lead.
Paul George will continue his Caldwell Pope.
Oh, boy.
And that's a foul.
Sure did.
Jackson has to create a shot, and they get the rebound. That was C.J. Miles pushing it up. Paul George against Ilyasova. Lays it in!
Great job of attacking. And that was enough to make Stan Van Gundy call a timeout, because he basically gets that off the glass and just pushed it and forced the reaction, or lack of reaction, by the Detroit Pistons. This is it.
Big time shot by Paul George, who was not shot it well. 4 of 13. That's his second three. George off a screen again for another three.
Yeah, he knew it right away, too, because he let it go and started turning. Not like he was going back, but just kind of like, I think I got it, didn't let it go. He knew that was going in.
Here's another jumper by George.
He's feeling it.
Boy, is he feeling it.
Oh, no, he's feeling it, because that one came off his hand crooked. And he had Andre Drummond in his face and knocked that down. Paul's, that's a heat check. That is a heat check. Wow! That is a heat check for sure.
Well, let's hand it to Jonathan Bender up in the Fox loft. He said, hey, I want my guy Paul George to take over. And take over he has.
That's the guy that they were talking about in the MVP run. Bringing it that way.
The last 17 straight for Paul George. Here's George again.
Yeah, it's a huge one. It's huge to see Paul George do what he's doing, but it's huge for the Pacers get a win. And right now, they're going to give Stan Van Gundy a technical.
A 30-point night for Paul George.
They can throw him out of the game.
He's gone.
Yeah, well, he's trying to get gone. I mean, the team needed it, but Paul needed to have it go. You know that. But this is one great outing by PG. This is by the Pacers. But Paul put on an offensive display.
And the Pacers get the win.
Oh, and Marcus Morris just pushed Paul George after the game. And this is nonsense. I told you that's what this was about. That's what all of this was about. Now Paul needs to just step away. You can see Frank is trying to get him back. Rodney Stuckey everybody needs to back up here. Everybody take a breath. Rodney Stuckey needs to back off. All the Pacers back off. Take a breath.
And they will separate both teams